Hello everybody, welcome to the Get Woke Road News Show. Today we're going to watch an Israeli Arab destroy a woke loser pushing apartheid. Yeah, from one of these pro-Palestinian groups in college, university, pushing this despicable lie of apartheid in Israel. Again, watch this Israeli Arab destroy this woke loser.
So right now, I am at Auckland University in New Zealand. In the university, you have the orientation week, where students present their clubs in order to have more and more students, joining. One of the clubs that I saw is the Palestinian club. And I came across these, which state that boycott Israeli apartheid, and obviously this flyer. Now, I am an Arab Israeli, and I don't live under apartheid regime, and I really want to know how much the students who present or represent those clubs know about the reality in Israel. What we're going to do is, I'm going to actually go there and ask to interview them as someone who has no knowledge, and just to see what kind of answers we'll give to my questions. Let's go and check. So can I like get a little bit knowledge about it? Can I like get a bit more things about?
I'm not the best to ask because I'm not super knowledgeable. Yeah. What kind of
Aren't you? Sorry, I'm really confused because this is really important, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know anything about this?
Well, I mean, I do, but like, I wouldn't be comfortable being like I'm the expert on this kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Do you have your friends here?
No, they're not here at the moment.
So, like, because this apartheid is not okay.
Yeah.
And I tried to go online and search about it, and I saw a lot of talks like, oh, there isn't apartheid, there is apartheid. And I said, I'm gonna come here, I'm just gonna hear it from you guys. But
Yeah.
can I be honest? I'm really a bit disappointed because I thought if you represent the Palestinian club, you would like know about it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
So wait, is there apartheid in there?
if you're asking for a personal opinion, yes. Yeah.
What do you mean personal opinion?
As in, like, just my opinion, yes, yeah.
I'm a bit confused, sorry, because like the personal opinion does not matter. The fact doesn't matter, right? Like if there is an apartheid or no.
Yeah.
And if Palestinians live under apartheid, the world should know that.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm just asking, is it a fact or is it a personal opinion?
Well, I mean, it's a fact. Yeah.
How-
I also believe, so it's a fact and it's also my personal opinion. I'm saying I affirm.
Oh, so who, like, what's the apartheid? It's like, what do you do in that? Like, what?
The definition of a
Yeah.
I mean, again, like, I don't have the definition with me, but from my understanding, you have to meet certain requirements for it to become apartheid. And, places like the UN, human rights organizations like Amnesty International have all come to the conclusion that, yes, what's happening in Israel, Palestine is apartheid.
The human rights organization Amnesty International. So, yeah, I looked it up and I saw that they said like all the like everyone in Israel lives under like everyone who is in Israel who is in the West Bank and in Gaza live under apartheid, correct?
Yeah, people live in, yeah.
So like, and what's the definition of apartheid? Like just to get a better understanding. I think I've tried to like get it online.
Yeah.
What's the right definition of apartheid?
You're quizzing me, but yeah.
You don't know?
Yeah, I just don't want to say without it being wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, my understanding of apartheid would be you've got some kind of system, governmental system that discriminates against groups of people.
And like the South African apartheid
Yes.
was the discrimination of white people over black people.
Yeah, so discrimination against black people.
Yeah. Like the white people controlled the black people and like they separated them and something like this.
Yeah.
And I've studied that like in the apartheid of South Africa they had like separate lines, separate buses. They had like a separate justice system. All this. So this exists also like for Israel.
For Israel, I mean, not. You can't copy and paste and say that everything that happened in South Africa is happening in Israel.
So what does happen in Israel?
I think from what I believe, I mean, you've got checkpoints. So.
Well, you have checkpoints also like in between countries, no?
Yeah, but I mean, it's, you know, your movement between, because a lot of Palestinians do also work in like Jerusalem, for example.
Yeah.
To go through a checkpoint all the time sort of can be seen as segregational. You've got sort of...
Wait, so does anyone like, let's say Brazil and Argentina, if someone from Argentina wants to go to Brazil, doesn't he go to a checkpoint?
No, but I mean, like if you looked at the EU, my understanding is that you wouldn't.
The EU has I think they have like a agreement that they opened the EU to everyone, and by the way, not everyone, because some of the countries in the EU are not part of the EU. But like in South America, if you have to go from Argentina to Brazil, you'd have to go to a checkpoint. So if you are a Palestinian in the West Bank and you want to enter Israel, you have to go through a checkpoint, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is not exactly the definition of apartheid. But I just want to know if like there are separate buses and separate a justice system, there's like also Arab who live in Israel, right? So like Amnesty said that they are part of like their apartheid as well, that they live under apartheid as well. So they do live under apartheid, the Arabs who live in Israel as well?
To that extent, I wouldn't know. I've never been to Israel.
Okay. And the Palestinians?
Oh, I've never been to Palestine either. No, yeah.
So you have to help me here. So do they live under apartheid or they don't live under apartheid? They live under apartheid. And how does it like implemented? How does it on the ground? Like facts on the ground?
I mean, so like I said, so checkpoints can be an area of contention. I mean, you've got things like separate, like license plates?
The license of the car?
Yeah, it's like a different color. So some roads you can't travel if you've got the sort of Palestinian license plate.
But there's two different plates. There's one for the Israeli cars and one for the Palestinian cars.
Yeah.
Why it should be the same? It's not good. If it's the same, then Israel is making the Palestinian become Israelis. No? I think. Right?
I just don't quite understand your whole point.
I'm saying that you're telling me because Palestinians have a Palestinian license plate, which is different from the Israeli license plate, that's apartheid. But I don't understand why it's apartheid. If like a person from New Zealand has a license plate of New Zealand and a person from Australia has a license plate from Australia, how is that? So New Zealand is an apartheid to Australia, or Australia is an apartheid to New Zealand?
I mean, like that's different because we're two separate.
Okay, so what about Brazil and Argentina?
It would be sort of like the same as saying like in Auckland we have our own place and then Hamilton has their own and then we can't.
But Auckland and Hamilton are under, they're New Zealand. They're not Palestine and Israel.
I get that.
You get that?
But I'm just saying that it would be that kind of, that's what I'm talking about, that kind of local level.
So you want the Palestinians to become Israelis?
No, I'm not saying that.
Or you want the Israelis to become Palestinians?
Oh. I'm not like, I just don't really.
You do understand that, like, literally I'm trying to understand the apartheid in Israel because I want to speak about it. Like, I want to help you guys. I want to spread the word. But honestly, right now, I'm not getting much of an information because it seems like there isn't any apartheid. There is problems, I guess. I checked that there are problems, but it's not apartheid.
Yeah, I know. I don't appreciate this kind of line of argument, because I've already said that I'm not particularly comfortable in sort of saying, like, you know, what I think and, you know, what the definition of this and that this is.
Okay.
I'm just kind of giving.
So you're just, so you can't help me understand it.
Yeah, I'm just not the best person to do it, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay. I mean, I hope that someone else can really explain to me this, because
Yeah, I wish so too, because I'm just not the best speaker, and so that's why I feel.
but you're advocating for the club,
Yeah, I know.
and like people who come here and seeks to join the club, I think they should really know what's going on,
Yeah,
right?
That's how we sort of hold events.
But so why are you in this club if you don't know what's going on? Really?
I do. I said, like I said before, I just don't feel very comfortable saying.
Okay. Can I be straight honest with you?
Yeah, I mean, you have been from the start.
I have been from the start. I'm actually an Arab who live in Israel,
Yeah.
and I don't know what people are telling you or not telling you, but, and just to verify, I don't know if any of those people who are in that club even speaks Arabic, like me as an Arab. There are problems. I will never say that there isn't a problem,
Yeah.
but I have to be honest with you. This is a brainwash. Wallahi, it's a brainwash. This does not really exist, all this apartheid. I'm an Arab who live in Israel, and I'm an Arab who actually have, not Palestinian, I am an Arab from the Arab of 48, from the Arab Israelis today. And we are 2 million Arabs, Christians, Muslims, and Druze. Live in Nazareth, Haifa, in Akka, in Shfa'amer. We live in Arab Israeli towns, villages, and cities. And I want to tell you that you're right, there are problems, but you're wrong. There isn't apartheid. And when Amnesty International, you brought Amnesty International as an example. When Amnesty International categorized me as living under apartheid regime, the Arabs who live in Israel as well, because that's what they said, by the way. I studied the whole report. I was shocked because I can vote, I can get elected. I become the president of Israel if I want right now to nominate myself. Whether I win or not, that's different. I don't have a different bus system. I don't have different judge system. In fact, an Arab judge in Israel, Supreme Court judge, sent to prison a Jewish prime minister and Jewish president. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to check the name, Salim Jubran. Please remember it. Google Salim Jubran and look that he was part of the team judges in Israel in the Supreme Court who sent to prison a Jewish prime minister and a Jewish president in an apartheid that cannot happen. I have freedom of movement. I came to New Zealand with my Israeli passport as an Arab. No one can stop me. It doesn't mean that there isn't a problem. It doesn't mean, trust me, I tell you there is. And by the way, it doesn't mean that racism does not exist or discrimination. But you want to tell me that also in New Zealand, racism and discrimination does not exist? Unfortunately, it exists everywhere. The question is whether we are saying the whole picture or not. This is my problem, because when we do this and when we have stickers of saying stop the Israeli apartheid or boycott the Israeli apartheid, this only harms Arabs in Israel and Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza. Trust me, I live there. I know that. I have zero criticism towards you. You haven't been in Israel, you haven't been in the West Bank and in Gaza, and you haven't seen the Gaza people in Palestine living under a terrorist regime. You haven't seen Palestinians living under the Palestinian Authority where they can't speak anything. Nizar Banat is one of them. Nizar Banat is a journalist who spoke against the Palestinian Authority and they killed him. Google that name. So there are many things that people are not even aware of it. I wish I can help you just to see clearly. And again, keep in mind, I'm not saying Israel is perfect. I'm far away from saying that.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
But so it's not an apartheid, but that's the thing. Do you understand how it's much problematic, how problematic it is when someone like you, who is a very nice person, look at this interaction. We haven't cursed each other despite the differences between us. We haven't disrespected each other. We're speaking in a very respectful way, which I, by the way, appreciate that, really appreciate that. But I just want to tell you that the responsibility here is on the life of Arabs and Jews in Israel and the life of Palestinians in the West Bank and in Gaza. And when people are just brainwashing people and saying, oh, there's an apartheid, or Israel is doing that, or the Palestinian is doing that, without actual facts, it really harms everyone. It harms everyone, and it certainly does not help in any way the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. It actually causes more harm and more damage. That's why I feel it from the bottom of my heart when I tell you, I wish that I can speak to people just to acknowledge them. I have no problem. As an Arab, not only I don't have problem, I really want to solve this conflict. But how can we solve them when people are lying and twisting the facts? How can we solve the problem with someone like Amnesty International, who you actually brought as a reference, categorized me as someone who lived under apartheid? And I actually was a manager in a company, over 2,000 employees, 85% of them were Jews. So I, as an Arab, was a manager of over 85% of Arabs, of Jews. So I really wish that you can just see the bigger picture here. Again, the best example you said, I wasn't in Israel and I wasn't in the West Bank. And just to give you a point about the checkpoints, so you see, okay, the checkpoints are in these areas. There are actually 7 checkpoints. Palestinians can come to work in Israel because in Palestine, in the West Bank, they get almost about $20-30 as an income salary daily. But if they go to Israel to work, they will get about $100 to $200 daily income. That's why Israel gives them permits to go inside and work to earn more money. And do you know what's the craziest thing? The Palestinians wanted to actually make the Palestinian who work in Israel to come back and put the money in the Palestinian banks. The Palestinians refused and said, we're only going to get it in cash because they don't trust the banks in Palestine and they don't trust the Palestinian Authority. Do you understand the craziness of that?
I can understand, people not liking, what is it? Yeah, like we also criticize them as well.
What about Hamas?
Yeah, no, Hamas as well. I mean, it's rough.
It's like, look, Hamas controls the Gaza. Israel does not control Gaza.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So Israel does not have even 1 inch. But then Israel controls the sea and the border.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're right. Like, how is it possible, like, to move freely if you control the sea and the border? But on the other hand, what's the alternative for the Israelis? Because Hamas is backed up by Iran, who wants to demolish Israel and supply them with weapons that the terrorist organization wants towards Arabs and Jews who live in Israel. And they killed already Arabs and Jews in Israel. So we are in a circle of blood. And by the way, it's not also fully true, because Hamas has a border with Egypt, and Egypt closed that border as well. So why an Arab state closed the border with an Arab Gaza? Because of terrorism. Honestly, did you know this information?
Yeah, I'm aware that person.
Did you know that during the Second Lebanon War, 44 Israeli civilians were killed by Hezbollah? Half of them were Arab Muslims from Israel.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that they were Arab Muslims.
Yeah, they were killed by Hezbollah rockets. So there's a lot of things here, really a lot of things. I wish I can help. It doesn't mean I am against the Palestinians. No, not at all. I'm an Arab, they're my brothers. But I for sure tell you, please, please, help us. And helping us is not lying more about this or promoting the brainwashed of this. This is not true. I don't live under apartheid regime. The Palestinians live under a problem, and the Palestinians, they have problems which we need to resolve. But the obstacle is not actually Israel. The obstacle right now is terrorist organization from Gaza and the corrupted Palestinian Authority. In fact, if you would go to Palestine and speak to the regular people, they would tell you probably the same thing. I hope I managed to pass something. And also, maybe I did not change your mind, but maybe made you ask more tough questions to the people who made you join this club. Please help us. Help to solve the problem, not to maintain it.
I mean, I appreciate the
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really, really thank you.
What's your name, sorry?
Yusuf.
Yusuf.
That's my name. Yusuf Haddad. Nice to meet you, Mika. Again, thanks for allowing me to speak to you. I hope that I wasn't offending you in any way.
No, it's just, I'm not very good with that.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much. All good for you. And if you need anything, you just can look me up as Yusuf Haddad. And thank you. Thank you very much. What we have just seen right now is actually also something very emotional for me. One, because it actually gives the evidence to exactly what I thought and what I know. That many people from different countries who join these clubs, and specifically I'm speaking about the Palestinian club, who chants Israeli apartheid, boycott Israel and all that, many of them have zero knowledge about the reality in Israel, in the West Bank and in Gaza, as you just saw. But what was so emotional for me is that while I was talking to this really lovely student, she almost cried. Not because I screamed, I cursed, or I was disrespectful. Because I actually talked to her from my bottom of my heart to her heart. And I really told her that participating and advocating for lies such as the apartheid myth, it only contributes to the conflict and does not resolve it. And it only caused the death of more Arabs and Jewish Israelis and more deaths of Palestinians in the West Bank and in Gaza. She was overwhelmed. It got me emotional as well. Because, and as you see right now, I am emotional. Because for me, to actually manage to have a talk with someone who had zero knowledge and tell her, I'm an Arab who lives in Israel and I don't live under apartheid, it was a very big shock for her. But then I give her facts, I give her names, evidence. I hope that I managed to affect or do some effect on her. But even so, even if I didn't, I at least hope I made her ask or going to ask tough questions. The people who recruited her and put her in that booth and brainwashed her. So in any case, I think this video should be an educational video to everyone who joined these clubs without the proper knowledge. Please, please, first, try to knowledge yourself about this conflict. And if you want the best thing, just come and visit Israel. I'll be glad to host you in the largest Arab city in Israel, in Nazareth. Yalla, ta'alu, come. I'm waiting for you guys. Thank you. Beautiful.
Get woke, go broke. Ain't no joke. Get woke, go broke. You're so damn woke.
Toxic, terrible man. Hey!
Go away now. The Oscars think they can go woke, but Hollywood will now go broke. YouTube give itself an award, and Susan take a fall